Bradley Manning is acquitted today of aiding the enemy, but still treated like Al-Qaeda and locked up like a dog in solitary confinement. If he's lucky, he'll continue his extensive U.S.-backed re-education camp program via waterboarding and Barack Obama-sponsored anal probes. I'm Christopher Green, and you're watching AMTV, Alternative Media Television. A military judge today acquitted Army Private First Class Bradley Manning today of aiding and abetting the enemy, the most serious of the treason charges brought by the U.S. government, but was convicted on lesser charges in connection with the website WikiLeaks, receipt of the largest security breach of classified information and diplomatic cables in U.S. history. But here's the kicker. Everything Bradley Manning leaked to the public was true. Luckily, the U.S. government isn't seeking the death penalty, but they will be making Bradley Manning an example, facing up to 136 years in federal pound-me-in-the-ass prison. These scare tactics being administered by the Obama administration will hopefully dissuade any future leakers or truth-tellers from disclosing any future war crimes against humanity committed by the U.S. government. In the view of the Washington elite, people like Fast and Furious Attorney General Eric Holder and former Benghazi Gate Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, who are arguably involved in the largest Washington cover-up in American history, don't think it's in America's best interest to know the truth. You see, the truth in the eyes of Washington and Wall Street isn't good public relations, and transparency on Main Street would only encourage the Kool-Aid drinking masses to begin asking more questions. Scandals like President Bill Clinton's sexual involvement with Monica Lewinsky, perjured statements in Washington in front of Congress, and affinity for Monica Lewinsky panty-laced cigars is actually quite embarrassing to these people. These corporate oligarchs don't think the American people deserve to know what's really going on behind the scenes, because the last thing the American people need is transparency and a representative government. Gargoyle parasitic perverts like Anthony Weiner wouldn't be able to flourish and wouldn't know what to do with themselves or what skank to sext next, which is exactly why truth-tellers like Private Bradley Manning, using fourth-grade logic and common sense, will feel the full brunt of the American double-standard justice system, acquitted of the most serious charge of aiding and abetting the enemy, but convicted on multiple accounts in violation of the Espionage Act. Truth-tellers like Edward Snowden or Michael Hastings, concerned about the First Amendment and Bill of Rights, will continue to be blackballed overseas by the freedom-hating Washington bourgeoisie and even potentially murdered for their disobedience. Sorry, Barnaby Jack. Meanwhile, trillions of dollars in Wall Street bailouts, endless wars in the Middle East, and torture chambers, places like Guantanamo Bay and Abu Ghraib go left unpunished. Bush-era wiretapping continues under the psychopathic Obama administration. Drone strikes of American citizens like Anwar al-Awlaki and his unarmed 16-year-old son go barely noticed by the Trayvon Martin-fixated mainstream media. And broad daylight Waco-style assassinations of alleged murder suspects like Christopher Dorner go without trial, judge, or jury. This is, after all, the American police state, and the American people the enemy. Don't get out of line and don't ask questions, they say. More importantly, don't think. You see, the more Americans realize that they live in a carefully constructed totalitarian Orwellian police state and the Constitutional Republican Bill of Rights mere illusions, the more potential for civil unrest and potential revolutionary thoughts. This mind control known as thinking may be squashed immediately by the powers that be, and the next Bradley Manning, Michael Hastings, Edward Snowden, Andrew Breitbart, Aaron Swartz, Chris Kyle, Glenn Greenwald, or Barnaby Jack swiftly eliminated. I'm Christopher Green, and you've been watching AMTV Alternative Media Television. Hard-hitting and in your face. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by the revolutionary underground known as the Constitutional Republic. Please click the link below to support our sponsor and donate $5 or more a month to Alternative Media. Get it out to your social media networks. Peace.